Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, May 24th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. A lot going on, busy week, so let's get started. Potentially there may have been a Google search algorithm update on May 22nd. It's hard to know for sure, a lot of things going on, a lot of indexing bugs around that date, so it's really hard to know for sure. There's lots of chatter. The chatter could be related to the indexing bugs because people don't see their content in the Google index or changes to their results because of that. Then that might be a reason why people are chatting about it. John Mueller says, yeah, we do updates every day. He commented, yeah, we do updates all the time. SEMrush is not Google, etc., etc. But these tracking tools, they don't necessarily track new content. They track old content, old rankings of existing URLs. And they saw significant changes, or some of them saw significant changes on May 22nd as well, as you can see in these charts. So there may have been a Google algorithm update on May 22nd. Google has not confirmed this update. I don't think they will, but just giving you a heads up that might have been something big. Talking about stuff that's big, Google had another indexing bug on Wednesday morning. I reported about it at 7:20 a.m. I think it started probably an hour or so before that, where Google was unable to index new content. Said we're experiencing indexing issues that may cause stale search results in some cases. We'll update this thread when we can provide more information. And you can do a search for like recent content filtered by hour, and nothing will come up from like major sites like New York Times, Wall Street Journal, that's publishing content every minute or so. Google fixed the issue probably around late afternoon or so, and then confirmed officially that it was fixed the next later that day, or actually next morning. So I reported about it the next morning, and here's their tweet discussing that it was fixed. And it looked like it was some type of backlog with indexing. So they were indexing fine, but they weren't able to process the crawl, so forth. So this is the indexing issues from earlier. They reported at 1:05 a.m. the next morning that has been fully resolved, and thanks for your patience. And it looks like it was kind of like a backlog of their indexer, and so forth. So we'll see what's going on with that. But so we asked about that again. We said, with last time there was an indexing issue, it was actually a de-indexing issue. They were actually removing content from their index, not having a problem indexing it, but removing content. And this time they said since there was no index, it wasn't indexed yet, there will be no data loss in Search Console because your pages were not indexed yet. Of course, there was probably some significant traffic losses from major news publishers or small news publishers or any site that relies on fresh content. But Gary said there will be no data loss in Search Console because again there is no data to lose. And then last night while I was driving back from the airport, it looked like Google stopped indexing again new content. So I did a story about it on Search Engine Land, notified Google. Google then confirmed the issue at 2:30 this morning, saying we're looking into a new indexing issue that started escalating 6 hours ago. The issue is unrelated to yesterday's outage, so it's unrelated to the Wednesday issue, and we're working hard to resolve it. We'll update this thread when we provide more information. Yeah, so it's unrelated to maybe Google's indexing backlog. What is this new index? It doesn't seem to be the same because it is indexing new content, but it's all weird. It might be the filters, it might be something else. It's unsure what this issue is. Hopefully Google will tell us what's going on. It would be interesting to see what's going on in general because since April there's been some massive issues with Google search around indexing and other things there. Google launched a new design this week also for mobile search. You've been seeing tests of this for the past couple of years where Google would put a fave icon and URL at the top of the search search snippets. So this is the old UI. Let me see if I can click on that so it's clear. Yeah. So this is the old UI. On the left, the new UI, and the right user interface. You can see here title, snippet. Title, URL, or book, breadcrumb, and snippet. Now you see the fave icon. Name URL, I guess, or snippet. Your fave icon, breadcrumb / URL. No, just again, then the title. See the difference, and then the snippet. The weird thing is the ads. Now that you put this ad symbol here and you have these fave icons, kind of blends in the ads, and that's what the SEO community is kind of like not happy with. So it's very interesting to see that. And a lot of SEOs think it's just blending the ads into the organic results, which I wouldn't disagree with, to be honest. Google has also updated their quality rater guidelines PDF. The last time they updated it was about 10 months ago, and that was in July 2018. And then on May 16th, they actually did an update to their quality raters guidelines. It's a 166-page PDF documenting what third-party non-Googlers, but hired by Google, outsourced by Google, to review Google's search results and Google's test search results to see if they are doing well or not. The main things are interesting. I'm not going to go through them all, but take a look at this blog post, May 20th. There's lots of links to great resources that go through it all. I didn't go through it all because it's just too much, but there's plenty of sites that have gone through it all, including Jennifer Slegg's SEM post, which hasn't done that in a while, and they came back, and Jennifer came back to do it. Google may have fixed their cache date bug, where Google is showing a very outdated, like a month or so outdated cache. If you go to many sites and you look at the cache, it may be a day or two outdated as opposed to a month or so outdated, and that's good news to hear. Again, not sure if it's related to these indexing bugs or not. Probably isn't, but who knows. Google is beta testing a new Googlebot that's rendering content as Chromium 75. We're on Chrome 74 now, but Google, yes, is testing new versions to make sure it's always going to be evergreen. This is 75. You can see here, Valentine went ahead and noticed that it's actually getting version, accessing features from version 75 and also 74, but 75, which is, again, is not released to the public yet. And Martin Split basically said, yeah, keep in mind, in order for us to keep Googlebot evergreen, we continuously test new versions on small sets of URLs. So you should expect Google to be able to do this. They have not yet updated the user agent for the evergreen Googlebot, but they will keep us posted on that. A week or two ago, Google announced that they're coming out with a Google Search Console report called the Speed Report, which gives you more insight into your speed data. But Google said this week or yesterday that Speed Report is not coming to us anytime soon. It's going to be a little while before you're ready to give access, but don't worry, we'll notify you when it's available. And not everybody who asks for access will actually get it. The Speed Report will basically give you some really good details around which URLs are slow, fast, etc., and how to address those. But don't expect that to come anytime soon. Google's slow to respond to that. Google said post requests do use more crawl budget than get requests. So keep that in mind with crawl budget. I assume most people don't have to really worry about that too much, but it's just a little point. John Mueller said that voice search query data is not on top of the list of what he thinks is something that Google should work on priority-wise for Search Console. There's many other things that he said is probably more important. And with that, I suspect we're not going to see a voice query data filter in Search Console, performance reports, etc., because John Mueller is probably very influential when it comes to what is getting done in Search Console. Google's URL inspection tool treats 410 status codes as 404s. It's just the way they report them. Just keep that in mind. Google posted their SEO myth-busting video, another one this week. This was on Googlebot. It's very entertaining. There were some things in there that I didn't think sounded right. Like they said Googlebot indexes. It crawls. I don't think it indexes, but we'll go through that in a little more detail. But this video covered what is Googlebot, does it act like a web browser, how often does it crawl, how much does it crawl, crawlers and JavaScript related stuff, how do you tell Googlebot to visit your website, the difference between mobile first indexing and mobile friendliness, and then some quality indicators for rankings. Again, no real myth busting in there, but it's really entertaining to see and watch. John Mueller said that if you take a single website and you break it up into two in order to try to get twice as much traffic or visibility in search, it's not going to work. It doesn't work that way. You'll probably get similar visibility in search because you're breaking your site into two, and so forth. I'm not sure if this is new. Might not be new. Oh, actually, this is probably new. Google Maps is testing showing green map pins for ads. So if it's an ad, it will show a green map pin in the local pack, which is pretty cool. Google is testing renaming posts maybe to updates. So Google Posts, where you see the posts from the Google local results, they actually changing that to, on some tests, to actually say updates as opposed to posts. These are updates from the business. I think updates makes a little bit more sense in terms of what searchers understand. Google Glass is back, version 2. The Google Glass Enterprise Edition version 2 is back. It's a cheaper price, better camera, better battery, etc., etc. And who would have thought it's actually back? So definitely take a look at that. It's actually running Android now. Bryan White, somebody, a spam fighter who worked closely with Matt Cutts for probably a dozen years, joined Google 16 plus years ago. He's been working there since November 2002, before the Google IPO. He decided this month to leave Google. He said, he's taking some time off to think about other stuff. Not sure what the other stuff is, but he actually tried to do a lot of things in the community. He wasn't, he was one of the, I think, head spam fighters, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure he was one of the head spam fighters at Google in the search quality team. And finally, I was in London Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, part of Thursday, part of Monday, for a couple days. And it was great. The SEO community there is amazing. Definitely, I wrote a post about it if you want to learn more. Thanks to everybody at London who made my trip so nice and special. And thank you very much. Hopefully I'll be back and to discuss more stuff with you guys. Any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today again is May 24th. And this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next.